Time Ball page on YouTube, and this is GP Laps.
Come on, Paul. It's all about the timing. He was a little bit late on that one. Hey, everybody. How you doing out there? I have to school Paul and coming in on time. But I hope you're well. I'm well. And I'm back for some Indycar 2, the 1990 season. It's been a few months since the last race, or I think in the racing world that we're in, it's been only a week or two. But we're back for round 13 of the 1990 season. It's a 16-round season, and so we're getting towards the end of it, and it's been a difficult one. Been very much a difficult one, but today should be a fun race. I'm hoping to just have a lot of fun with this, and Mid-Ohio is a great track which we'll all experience. We're going to be experiencing it for the first time on these streams in HD, and so I figured we'll also update the old garage here. Clarity. We're going to be trying the race today with the Rendition HD high resolution patch and everything, and we'll see how it goes. It may go awful, but hopefully it goes well, and everything will be a little clearer to see. But hello, welcome back for Ryan Axelson, son of the great Richie Axelson. And where is my game? We're already failing here. There it is. Looks the same from the menus, but yes, I'll be using the Rendition version of IndyCar 2 today, which is something I took a look at in a video some months back when it kind of first, it didn't really come out then, but when it got to a point where I felt like it was to a good state. But the big problem with it was that you couldn't use all the mods. Some of the cars, some of the tracks didn't load in it. And that has since kind of been fixed, or at least a workaround has been created to reduce the quality of a few textures and things and get basically everything to work. I probably should do some sort of overview on the tools and all that to how it works. I'm hopeful that still the main actual issue that's preventing them just from working natively could be fixed at some point. But what it means is that we can really race on any track with any kind of car, and it's in HD. It's so weird for me to see how, just see how clear it is. I've set this up to my preferences. I'm not running any of the filtering. You can have bilinear filtering on, so it's a bit smoother, like I did in the video. I like it just as without bilinear filtering. So I think it's like software sampled. You see the pixels a bit more, but it's really crisp and clear, which I feel like it's the clearest and best way I think it looks. So hopefully you do as well. But I'm actually shocked and blown away by how much detail is in this car set with some of these logos. Like, you can actually read mirrors on the side of Rick Mears' helmet with his spinning car here, and all the little logos and things. This car set's really a beauty. But yeah, back for the 90 season. It's been a while. We're getting towards the end of it though, and it's not been a great season for Ryan Axelson. It's our second season as Ryan Axelson, and this is where we're at, right? Mid-Ohio, round number 13. Didn't get our first win until Portland, so I guess we could look at things in a positive way. I think that was the last road circuit, being Portland, I actually did win, so that's good. Oh, Jay Winters, relocated my family, years of searching for the perfect house, moved in, sim setup, perfect comeback timing. Well, congrats on the house. I know how that is these days, trying to figure all that stuff out. And that's definitely not easy, no matter where you are. So congrats, and hopefully the sim setup's good, but I appreciate that very much. But yeah, we did get a win at Portland earlier in the season, first win of the season, and it's a road circuit, so maybe I can eke out a win at the second road circuit. Kind of wild to be so far in the season and have it really only be the second road circuit. But we had some struggles throughout the rest of the season. DNF'd at the Indy 500, lots of DNFs and things. Michigan also got the win there. That one I won pretty well. Went over Mario Andretti. I had to go look back at the races just to remember exactly what happened. But was able to get the win at Michigan, 500 there. And then the struggles really started. Denver, couple of the game issues with driving issues and just that's being such a tough track. Was not able to finish the race there despite several attempts. We were able to resurrect the results, though. The game actually crashed. So we had a tough time. We had a very tough time with that. And then Vancouver last time out, I just made a mistake and crashed the car. I forget if we were leading or not, but we definitely were up front and had a shot to do well there. But street circuits are so tough in this. So I'm hopeful that with a little more space on the edges of the road, some grass runoffs, and some patience, that I can make it through. But admittedly, I'm a bit rusty. And so that'll be probably the biggest thing I got to battle today, especially as the race matures. But yeah, only 4 races to go. Some really good ones, though. 3 of some of the best tracks, I think, in IndyCar in this time or ever. Mid-Ohio, Elkhart Lake, which is Road America, and then Laguna Seca to round out the season. And sandwiched in the middle there, we got Nazareth, small oval. That one is so tricky. I barely made it through that in the 89 season. And we've actually got 2 races there. So we've got the All-Star race, which I think Ryan here will qualify for. And that'll be a good prep race, really, to try to get through the actual points race at Nazareth. But yeah, we'll jump into Mid-Ohio. These are the points. 13 races in. Danny Sullivan is actually leading the way over Michael Andretti. We had our eye on Michael Andretti the whole season up to this point, and then Danny is actually the one leading the way. So I think technically, I haven't done all the scenarios in the math, but I think it's still pretty wide open that I could even potentially win it, but we'd have to do really well in these final 4 races, and they would have to have some issues. But Danny Sullivan leading just a few points over Michael Andretti in second. Then it's a little bit of a gap to Allenser Jr. and myself, and that's really what I think the battle is right now. Maybe we can get a top 3. Just create better stats for ourselves. We do have 5 poles on the season, which is more than anybody else, but just haven't been consistent enough despite the 2 wins to at least be up into 3rd. But from there, Ari Leyendyke's really not out of it as far as 4th in my battle is concerned, and even Bobby Rahal. But then it is a little bit more of a gap to Emerson Fittipaldi, Mario Andretti, Rick Mears, Teo Fabi's back there in the Porsche, Eddie Cheever, Scott Goodyear, Raul Boisel, John Andretti, and AJ Foyt's in 15th, actually. So not too bad on the season. I think it is technically possible for me to win the championship, but we'd have to have some lucky DNFs and for me to do very well. But you never know what could happen in this. So we'll come to Mid-Ohio. Now, in 1990, or after the 1989 race, sometime between the 1989 IndyCar race and the 1990 IndyCar race, Mid-Ohio was repaved and widened to what it is these days. So for those of you familiar with Mid-Ohio these days, it's just going to look very much like the current modern track. But if you were here for the 89 season that I did, it was super narrow and there was a couple little extra corners and stuff. And so the track in the off-season was repaved and it's much easier now. Knock on wood, famous last words. But we'll do a couple quick laps around and practice to make sure everything sounds and looks good. I'm crossing my fingers everything works out with this. I've never streamed this version of the game, and I don't know. We'll have to see if it makes it the whole distance. I've done some offline racing myself in this and been pretty successful with it. But yeah, no longer do we have the chicane before the keyhole here. It just goes right into the braking zone, into the keyhole, like we have these days, and then accelerate down the straight, where that massive Indy Lights crash was just a few weeks ago. So lucky, those two. Come down. This is turn 4 into turn 5 over the top of the hill here. Really easy to push wide on the exit. The track kind of falls away there. And then we'll rush on down through and into, I think they call it the roller coaster down here, if I'm not mistaken. This part of the track a little bit wider than I think it is in reality, but plenty of room there to make some passes, maybe through Thunder Valley. Through the long final corner here. Yeah, hopefully it looks good. It's I'm starting to get used to it, which is so funny to say. But it is, just having more pixels on the screen, it's just so much better looking. You can just see so much more. Now it does highlight some of the, like, I don't know if you call them graphical flaws or the age of the game with the high resolution. There's obviously quite a lot of pop-in for objects and textures and stuff. You'll notice a few graphical glitches that maybe in the lower res wouldn't really have been as noticeable because there were just so few pixels, but now are quite noticeable. So hopefully overall it's an improvement. From the driver's seat, it's definitely an improvement. And Sharon Agad, who has made the rendition wrapper, has been trying to also work on a widescreen patch for this, which is kind of my personal request, but I don't know what's possible, and even if we were able to make a widescreen patch, if it would work at all well, just with the graphics culling and stuff like that. But that would be my dream, kind of like we have in Grand Prix 2 with Hatcher's add-on to add widescreen and stuff. Adding widescreen to this would really be a huge benefit, I think. I should also note that this version of the track is not the original one that came with the game. This is from Pavel, like most of the tracks that I run, or if not all of them at this point, except for a couple. But Pavel remade basically every version of Mid-Ohio, the 80s version, the early 90s and late 90s versions. So it's a much more accurate than the original one, but I would say the original one's not super bad. This is definitely a better version of the course. Very, very close to reality. I mean, for the game itself, this is perfect. Already looking up the inside there. So I've done some testing, not as much as I should have, probably. But I was thinking of maybe doing some random race and streaming this today to just check out if the rendition mode would work. But I figured, why not just try to jump in if we have some sort of crazy issue because of rendition, like the game crashes or locks up at some point, or some weird graphical thing happens and I lose control. We'll probably redo the race again at some point. But in my testing, I really haven't had too many issues with it, and I'm hopeful that the race, at least from the game integrity standpoint, will go off without a hitch. Knock on wood, I've got some over here, that the game doesn't crash. I have not had the game crash like we were having it do at Denver since I've moved to this version of the game. I've not raced it a ton, but I've never had a crash yet, so hopeful that it doesn't do that today. Yeah, for this game I use 270-degree rotation on the wheel. All right, we'll practice coming into the pits. I don't think I've actually done that yet. And then we'll set up for qualifying here. Car feels nice and racy. The fourth fastest time right now in practice, at least. Jan Bikas in front of us here. You can see this hideous car now. I think you got to run a bit wide here. Yeah, and we're the very first pit stall, so you just have to slam on the brakes. But that'll be decent if I do that during the race. Yeah, this one, the elevations are nice. The track, yeah, it mostly feels like it does look in real life, or I guess iRacing would be what I'm most familiar with. A bit of a roller coaster, but it's good for it. All right, so we'll jump into qualifying here and see where I can get this car on the grid. It'd be great to start up front just so that we don't have to worry about cars. We do have 28 cars on the grid today. This guy streams. Yes, he does. Hey, Jimmy. I hope you're doing well. I've been meaning to check out all your GT40 stuff. That's the coolest thing in the world, that you've been able to work your way and weaseling Alex into letting you drive that car. All right, we do have 28 cars on the grid today, so it's going to be a pretty traffic-heavy race, I would say. So, but if we look at the grid so far, so if you remember how qualifying works on road circuits in this game, is that half of the grid will be out there with me. And they'll be able to improve their times as well, almost like we're in a group 2 of sorts. So this isn't the final grid, but it gives us a good ballpark of the times. A 109 flat is quite fast from Mr. Sullivan there. So we'll see what I can do. But I should be able to at least get up close to the top 10. I don't know. But we only got 10 minutes in this session to do as many laps as I can to get myself up the grid. Yeah, I'd love to see the raw footage of that. I saw in the video, I clipped a frame of that and I think put it in Discord for you, but you were like complete counter steer going through, I think it was Cops. And it's just a very cool, like, in the moment you would never have, you're just correcting the weight balance of the car, but it's very neat to be completely sideways through the corner like that. The grip on this track feels a bit low. The car is very slidey, especially on cold tires. We've got the front bar pretty stiff right now. We'll probably put that down a couple notches once we get some heat into the tires. But if we do get a yellow flag at some point and the tires cool down, I'm going to have to be very careful on restarts and the initial start, of course, especially not to loop the rear end. That's what I've been having trouble with. Through turn one. And I meant to look, I cannot remember how well I did around this course in the 1989 season, if anybody wants to remind me. Basically a different track though, so what I learned through the 89 season is not very applicable to the widened version of it here. Alright, nicely through there. The first half of the lap was no good. Tires are coming up now though. This corner is one of the most tricky ones just because you can't see the apex. I missed it there again. Across the line. All right, up to 13, so we're ahead of a lot of the very slow cars. A little bit better through turn one there. But we're still over a second off of pole time right now, provisional pole. We'll let the revs sing a little bit in qualifying here. We hopefully will not, knock on wood, have some sort of mechanical failure. That would just put, that would be so silly. It's not one thing, it's the other. A little hot there over the top of the brow. The track just falls away, so it's very easy to run wide. Try not to do an Alex Polo through there. Decent lap this one, not perfect, but we'll see what the time is. 109.7, all right, up to 7th. I actually had a new failure that I didn't know existed. I was doing just a fun 1993 race through Australia, Surfers Paradise, and the error on the screen, or the failure on the screen that showed up, just said fire. I exited into replay mode just to see if there was smoke or anything behind the car, and there wasn't, unfortunately. But I've never, in all my years of playing this, I've never seen it say fire as the DNF reason. Well, a bit wide there. All right, this is a bit of a throwaway lap, I think. We've had a few mechanical failures this season, though. We'll play by the same rules as usual. but would really hate that to be the way this one ends today. At least give me a fighting chance. So 109.9 there, not too bad, but not quite quick enough. I'm gonna have to really let it hang out here to get a good lap. There's no windshield in the rendition version. I think you'll also notice behind the standings it's not blue anymore. I think they didn't really implement transparency into this version of the game. So that little windshield that you would have doesn't exist in this version. Hitting the W key doesn't make it appear. Which I like that little windshield, so it's a shame it's not here, but not the end of the world. Much rather have the crisp graphics. Oh, big understeer there. Run off the track. Ooh, keep it straight. The grass has no grip, so as long as you don't turn, you're fine. But all right, we'll back this up. I saw a car up the road there. Build a little bit of a gap here for the next lap. Got 4 minutes to go. Sitting 7th, not the worst qualifying, but it would be good to jump at least into the top 5. We got Mario right in front of me right now. Oh, and I think it's probably Mario coming out of the pits, or Michael, one of them. Of course, he's going to be right in the braking zone for me. Slow me down too much. Thank you, Punch a Waterfall. I appreciate all the kind comments. I really didn't expect, I guess, so many folks to be excited that I'm back. I screwed all that up. Understeering a lot because I'm not playing with the bars. Get that front nice and soft. You're on a really soft car around here. I think the front springs are just at 50%, whatever that means. But in the setup, and the rears are at 25. It's very, very soft. Got a Porsche here. Oh, I think John Andretti is going to mess up this lap as well. Typical Porsche driver. A lot of oversteer there over the top of the hill, but able to correct it. I missed the right apex there. Once in a while I'll get a flicker like that where the sky has like a black stripe through it. It's very much a rendition thing. I should also mention I'm running lossless scaling on this, so that's why we have... It looks very, very smooth. You'll see some glitches from that. Just catch the car there. Oh, it's just terrible. We got about a minute left. We got one more lap after this if I don't really mess this one up. Yeah, as long as it doesn't divide by 0, right? Dean Hall in front. I think just going to catch him at the end of the straight here. Through the worst part of the track to catch somebody. It's all right. I'm going to try to get around him, and then hopefully on the next lap we can pass. Or the next lap will be the final lap of qualifying, not pass. But we'll have a nice clean lap for this one. All right, this is it. I don't know. It's been kind of a messy qualifying session. Quite a lot of traffic here through the second half of it. out to the edge like Axelson already. Down to second gear here. A little bit of sliding through the keyhole, but not too bad. Through the kink past the alt start finish. Try not to slide it too much over the top of the hill. It still understeers a lot there. Could probably use a little rear bar through this section, but I'm worried I might spin it out if I do that. A lot of understeer coming over the crests. Don't quite get the apex there, but carry some speed. We're going to have a clean run to the end of the lap here. We'll see if I can nail this one. Late turn in. It's so hard. I'll get it eventually. Sliding a little late on the accelerator there, but come across the line. Whoa. Just snuck that one in there. Still only good enough for P3 though. But 109.3. Mario comes up alongside. Man, just squeaked that one in there. But just ahead of Michael Andretti by 0.004 of a second. Yeah, Sullivan already gets a point for getting the pole. We're just going to be in there, though. Starting third, that's good. I likely won't have much traffic to contend with off the start. No, I think the asphalt patches in this are just for looks. Really. Thank you, Dear Bear. Appreciate it. 22 months, almost 2 years. That's crazy. Almost as long as this series has taken me to do. Slowly but surely, right? All right. Qualifying complete. A 109.330 is not too bad. That's, I think, my best lap, which isn't too bad to do your best lap, but still a few tenths off the two up front. Oh, Scary, 43 months. That's crazy. Where does it go? Thank you, though. Danny Sullivan, 109 flat on the pole. Had a Bobby Ray Hall. Home race for Bobby. I'm sure he's going to want to do well. Better than his son just did a few weeks ago. Rough one for him. Michael Andretti right behind me. Had Ari Lindike. Allenser Jr. back in 5th. Mario's in 6th. Emerson back in 8th. Theo Fabi in 9th. And then Eddie Cheever in the top 10. Rick Mears is going to start back in 11th. Ahead of Scott Goodyear, John Andretti, Raul Boisel, Roberto Guerrero, Dominic Dobson back there in 16th. And then Scott Brayton. So we look towards the end of the field. Pancho Carter ahead of AJ Foyt, Randy Lewis, Tony Bettenhausen Jr. back in 21st. Had a Jeff Wood, Willie T. Ribbs, Dean Hall, who we saw right at the end of qualifying there. Hiro Matsushita back in 25th. Try to avoid him this race. Jan Beekes in 26th ahead of Didier Thays. And then Mike Groff rounds out the grid in 28th. It's a heck of a grid. Heck of a grid. All right, I'm going to save the weekend in case we got to come back into it. For some reason, the game breaks, so we'll have that qualifying saved. All right, so it is an 89-lap race today. Feels like a long ways, but it should just be 90 minutes or so, I think, if everything goes smoothly. But yeah, 89 laps around here. Try not to get dizzy during it. Got full tank of fuel. Like every IndyCar race, the strategy from the onset's quite simple. It is a two-stopper unless something else happens. And of course, we could have a yellow flag. I really don't expect a yellow flag here just because of how much space there is for everything. But I guess we'll see. And if there's a yellow flag, we'll have to figure it out as we go. But yeah, with 89 laps, we'll try to make it about 30 laps on the tank of fuel. Of course, push as far as we can so that we can save time putting fuel in the final stop if it's green the whole way. But goal is to get to the end, like I always say. But really, for real this time, try to get to the end. Hopefully don't have some sort of mechanical failure. Just to remind you all, because it's been a while, and remind myself too, of some of the rules that I put in place for this. It is real full damage and mechanical failures and all that, but if we do get a mechanical failure or the AI does something weird in the first stint of the race that feels not realistic and like it was kind of a game thing, I will restart the race. But once we get through that first pit stop, kind of anything goes, and we'll try to take it to the end from there. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody joining. We'll see if I can get through this. We'll see if rendition holds up the entire time and try to get through I think it was the Red Roof Inn 200 from Mid-Ohio. Started up behind Danny Sullivan right there in front of me. Yeah, it is definitely an accomplishment just finishing. Appreciate everybody joining though. Taka, Punch a Waterfall, Iona. See a lot of the same folks you haven't left. Of course, Aiden, Yannick. I hope you guys are doing well as well. Yeah, we'll just take the start. Hopefully I can keep it in front of Andretti here off the start. And I guess we'll be on the inside, so that's good. But we'll try to keep it in front of Andretti, and then I'm not going to do anything too wild. Just try to get the grid spread out a bit. Traffic is going to be a thing. I didn't mention at all. The tough thing about this version of the game is the mirrors. You will notice, if you've been here, that the rear view mirrors are much improved in this version of the game. The cars have textures. You can see the track. However, they give you an accurate perspective, which I think a lot of folks will like, because by far one of the number one questions that I get on these streams is, why are the mirrors so messed up? And the regular DOS mirrors let you see cars that are beside of you, which does look weird, but it's so helpful. These mirrors don't, so there is a huge blind spot to your left and to your right, which you would be able to see as the driver, and we just kind of have to deal with it. And so that's going to be a huge thing, especially getting through traffic and trying to make sure I don't run into anybody. I have definitely got huge blind spots on my left and my right. And like right now, we can't see Michael Andretti at all. So we'll have to deal with that. Hopefully it doesn't go back to bite me. We'll come through the final couple of corners, start Mid-Ohio 200 here behind Danny Sullivan. Green flag is out. That was a really awful start. He's going to back things up a bit. Axelson Jr. slides in front. Oh, a lot of understeer there through the first corner. Got to click a rear bar here. Come up to the keyhole. Lap one. Sneak back up the inside of Axelson Jr. Sullivan out wide. He just didn't go off the line there. Michael takes the lead, of course. I don't know if we can sneak up the inside there. We'll figure that out as the race goes. All right, down towards turn number 4. Late on the brakes. Get around Sullivan then. Up into third place. Ooh, almost tried to go up the inside there. I'll have to watch for that. All right, so Michael Andretti jumps to the lead ahead of Bobby Ray Hall. We're back up to where we were on the grid. Let's try to get a bit of a gap to Sullivan behind. Sullivan really on the inside of the track there. I wonder if he has a problem, actually. He just didn't accelerate off the line. He stays out. All right, complete the first lap at least. A lot of understeer there. What's going on with the car? The car feels very different. I guess it's got full fuel in it. That's always an adjustment coming from qualifying where you've got super light fuel. It's probably a good idea to run a little bit in the warm-up just to remember what full fuel feels like, but we'll give it a second here to get used to it. Try not to lose Bobby in front. Gotta be really careful about the revs as well. Want to keep it, very much keep it under 13,000. Should mention in real life, Michael Andretti won this race, so he's looking to repeat here in the game. I'll get the turn in eventually. All right, closing in on Bobby a little bit. We're half a second off. I think I've got more pace than Bobby. Now, did it rain in real life? Yeah. A lot of understeer there through the keyhole. Yeah, I love Mid-Ohio. I think it's one of the best U.S. road tracks, especially for, I like it in Indycars, but especially for sports cars. Kind of the slower cars as well are really good around here. It's just a very active circuit, so even if you're in a slow car, it feels quite fast. I'll close up on the back of Bobby there. I think we're going to catch lap traffic quite quick. The guys at the end are very slow. Get a nice run onto the front stretch. Really tough to make a pass into turn one, but we might be able to do it up into the keyhole. Bobby carries a lot of speed into turn one, but he's a little slow on the exit. Gaining in the slipstream. Jump to the inside. Jump on the brakes. All right, maybe get braver as the race goes. Full fuel though, it's tough to outbrake. Oh, run a bit wide on the exit. Nice wide entry into turn 5 there. Just avoid sliding wide on the exit. It's a nice little duel to open up the race here with Bobby, but I'm definitely faster than him. I just got to line it up right to get a pass around him in a good spot. Michael's not running away too far, so we got to get around Bobby here so that I don't lose Michael completely. Carry a little more speed this time through turn one. The dirt on the exit there. Shove it in a little bit harder that time. Bobby gives up the spot. It's probably wise. Early in the race. All right, get around Bobby. Let's try to set sail and get away from him. 3.9 seconds off that last lap from Michael. See if we have anything for him today. A lot of oversteer there. I gotta move the Bobby emoji onto YouTube here. I don't think we have that one in the chat. Settle in nice and smooth here. It's been a while. I have been doing racings, that have been away. I just haven't been recording videos and stuff, but I'm definitely a bit rusty. So I feel like my biggest enemy today is going to be myself, as it so often is in these races. All right, I held 3.9 that last lap, and it wasn't the perfect lap, so Michael's not extremely faster than me. He's just pretty competitive with my pace right now. But traffic will certainly come into being a factor. Not Rusty Wallace. All right, Bobby is not leaving me totally alone. I still see him back there. I just cannot get the turn into that corner. I don't know what it is. If I can clean that up, I think I'll be pretty good. Feel decent everywhere else. 4.1. All right, we lost a couple 10. Michael's quick. But that wasn't a perfect lap from me as I missed turn 1. Think about adjusting the bars. They're already very soft. I might actually give the rear a click. Oh yeah, almost certainly play NASCAR 25, whether or not I'll... Whoa. No. All right, lock it down. Got a little bit of space here to get around. Dang, half spin, no yellow flag or anything. Sullivan's gonna get by as well. That was interesting. Give it a click of front bar. I wonder if it's too soft now. Not the end of the world, but we got to do that all again now. What did we lose? Yeah, about 8 seconds we lost in the spin. Keep that in mind for later in the race. Yeah, it was a save at least, but a half spin. Car just got away from me there. Maybe just had the car a bit too soft overall. I clicked up both bars 1 click, and I'll take it a little easier through there this time. Got Emerson behind. Oh, I was running wide there. Come on. I don't know how I spun there. We'll watch it back later. Right on the back of Danny Sullivan. I'm definitely quicker than Danny, which is good. He's the points leader. Not having the best day so far, but he is in 3rd. I don't think he has the car to win, though, unless we get some attrition. All right, decent run. Maybe do it in the same spot down towards the keyhole. Get him up the inside. He sticks it in just a little bit, but you're not able to hold that outside line through there. All right, got around Danny back into 3rd. See if I can chase down Bobby here. One thing I think I kind of discovered in this game is if you tap something, even if it doesn't give you damage, or even if you do get a little bit of damage that you fix in the pits, it can dramatically increase the chance of you getting a failure. So if you maybe tap a wall exiting a corner, on lap 10 of a race, you might get a drive shaft failure towards the end of the race. It's a lot more common, so it's really important to remain ultra clean. Even if it's something you can fix, it can come back to bite you. All right, car feels a bit better now that I increased the both bars. I'm actually going to give it a click of front bar stiffer just to make some understeer in it, because it does feel a bit oversteery. I don't think you'll see me ever doing a 500-mile Riverside race in NASCAR Legends. That would be like a 6-hour race in NASCAR Legends. It'd be brutal. Maybe I'll do it as some sort of goal. If I hit 100,000. I think that would be quite a boring race after the first couple hours of it. charity stream. Okay, that could be better. Still would be a long one. All right, closed in a little bit on Michael that lap. 13.9 seconds back now. He might be starting to get into traffic. I wouldn't be surprised. We're decently into the race now. Lap 11. Let's try to get, we're already 26 gallons of fuel. It's gonna be tight actually to make it 30 laps here. Now that I'm thinking about it, we'll have to see how this plays out, but if I can't make it 30 laps, then it's going to be a 3-stopper. That would surprise me. Oh, really closed in this time. Yeah, he's definitely in traffic now. See some of it up there. I'm also going to have to go through the traffic, so as much as I'm gaining now, it's probably going to go the other way once I start having to pass cars. Take it very easy through the back markers the first couple times till I learn where the safe spots are to pass. First one up, of course, is Hero. Here for Cleveland, you'll know why we have to be very careful around Hero here. Got within 10 seconds though. Get up the inside of Hero here onto the backstretch. Didn't really time that acceleration right, but get up the inside of him. Nice and smooth. We got Tony Bettenhausen in front. Alright, this is where it gets tricky. It is really tough to pass cars in this game cleanly. Probably could have done it there. I think I passed somebody there in qualifying. We go the long way around through the carousel. There we go. All right, 76 laps to go. I got to keep an eye on just how much of the race there is left. There's no need to do anything too hasty. Willie T in front of me now. Yeah, a lot of cars here. I'll just take my time with it. Let's see, Bobby's actually the car in front of Willie T here, so I've closed that entire gap to Bobby because of the traffic. He's stuck up behind Jan Beekes. Able to get right to the Left side of Willie there, but almost touched him. All right, Jan should fade left. Go up the inside. Scott Brayton now. Bobby takes the inside on Brayton. I'll get him on the exit. Right up behind Bobby now. Going through lap traffic, for as frightening as it is one of my favorite things to do in this game. It keeps the races quite interesting with how many slow cars there are, and it's pretty accurate to the time. A lot of cars were very slow, either because of mechanicals or just on raw pace back in these days. Oh, Bobby's trying to go up the inside there, riding the curbs. The long way around Thays. This is a tough one. I'll let these guys sort it out a bit. Maybe follow Bobby through here. I'll slide the car a little bit. Up the inside of Thays, down the front stretch. Front stretch at Mid-Ohio is very small. That's why they start on the back stretch in real life. Bobby caught up behind, I think that's Wood, right? He's going to look to the inside. I'll try to follow him through here down the back stretch. Coming up to, I think that's Raul Boisel. Interesting to lap him so early. Home race for that team, True Sport. I don't know if he's going to give me the space here. Looking all over the track to get around Boisel. Whoa, he squeezes me out to the grass. That was close. Thought I was going to be able to sneak around the outside there. Live to fight another day. Yeah, Boisel went on to race for Ray Hall and Ray Hall Hogan. But he's doing True Sports this season. He's filling in for Scott Pruitt, who hurt himself in preseason testing. That's why Raul is racing in the Budweiser car for 1990. I think Pruitt comes back for 91. All right, we are 17 seconds off the leader somehow, but I'm right with Bobby for second again. And we've got some clean track here, so it'd be good if I can get around him. It's so hard to pass while he's also trying to pass traffic. There's probably several spots I could have done it, but better safe than sorry. We came close enough here last lap. So 2 laps to go. All right, I think we'll make it to 1/3 distance, so we only have to pit twice as long as nothing weird happens. Just passed a half tank of fuel, so the car's starting to feel really good and racy. No run on Ray Hall that time through there. See if I can slipstream him here down the backstretch. It's a nice long run to turn 4, but he gets great acceleration there. He's faster than he was earlier, for sure. Or I'm slower, one or the other. Ray Hall's much faster than he was earlier. I don't know. Maybe just on lighter fuel. Nice run through turn 1. Might have a shot of it up here to the keyhole. I'm a little bit too far back though. Yeah, Yeah, I could just poke it in there, but he's liable to turn in on me, and that wouldn't end well for either of us. Yeah, we are catching Michael just a little bit. Like, we really got held up by some of that traffic, though. Down to 14 seconds now. Come on. Trying to get a good exit here. Much better than last time. All right, here we go. Get it down to the inside, late on the brakes, slide it up the inside. Whoa, he's right there. Slide the rear end around, almost spun again, out onto the grass on the exit, but able to get the position away. Run away now. Same spot twice. He should have seen it coming. Oh, he looks in the inside there. Ran it really hot then after seeing that. Try not to spin here. Yeah, my car, it doesn't feel great today. We could look at maybe making some pit stop adjustments, but I'm not sure what I'd adjust. Wing-wise, I'm on max rear wing and almost max front wing. I guess I could try to max out the front wing, but it would be more oversteery then, which is, I feel like, my primary problem. I don't have the confidence in the late corner over those rises. I think it's just kind of a natural thing with this course that the car is going to slide around a lot, so I'm not sure if changing the setup's really going to matter that much. See if we can get away from Bobby here and what my pace is compared to Michael. I'm always hesitant to change too much because it's kind of the devil you know. For as much as you could make something better, you can also make it worse. Yeah, we can look at tire wear too. It's not something we have to look at very often, but around a track like this, maybe it's an issue. Might be why I was having trouble catching Bobby that time. One of these is Randy Lewis. Tricky spot to pass. We'll get him down the front stretch here. It's Mike Groff and Randy Lewis in front of him. Slide between them through the keyhole. Should be able to get Randy here. Makes me nervous to go through there side by side. Basically have a copycat of that Indy Lights crash. So, hey, I love turning in on you. Yeah, the car just gets really lazy over the crest on some of these turns. I'm not sure there's much you can do with the setup to actually fix that. It's just kind of how this track is. I still can't get that corner. Yeah, there's been a lot of crashes through there over the years. It's quite a dangerous section of track. Back down to 15 seconds off the leader. Michael's got the pace today, so it's gonna have to take an act of God to get up to him, I think. But a long ways to go. He's still got 2 full pit stops and all that. Yeah, I think it's the nature of the track too, because through the normal, I'll call them quote-unquote normal corners like this, the car feels all right, if not even understeery. But then coming over the top here, you're just always sliding to catch it a little bit there. This is the one that surprised me because I did not expect to spin there. Now what's that? A great circuit is all about compromises, so. I'm either too early on the turn-in or much too late. We got AJ Foyt in front. It's nice, you can really see who somebody is from far away now. Not going to quite have enough to get him before the twisty section. You really want to pass a car in sector 1. So the rest of the lap is kind of a no-go. I wonder what AJ Foyt thought of this track. This seems like the furthest thing from what AJ enjoyed. AJ lets me up the outside, I guess. A little sketchy. Oh, AJ. I'm gonna go side by side through the entire second part of the lap. Oh my God, this guy gives me a ton of time. Back me up to Bobby again. Turn 1 there, that's definitely my good spot. Does always race like that. All right, we survived. Survived to fight another day. That's the theme I'm going for today. We're under 10 gallons, so quarter tank of fuel now. Roberto Guerrero in front. It looked like he was giving me the spot through there, though, last lap. So we got Guerrero here, Pancho Carter in front of him, and then one of the Porsches up the road there. Not going to quite be able to get there. We'll just set him up for the keyhole. I don't know if I could have stuck in there. Wasn't quite alongside. Well, Bobby is right there behind me. He's not leaving me alone. It's this traffic, man. There's nowhere to pass through here. Cross line. All right, get alongside Carter. 63 laps to go. Wow, he sticks it there. Dang. That's no fun. Side by side through turn 1. Catch up to Fabi here in the Porsche. So Fabi doesn't have the speed today. Porsche won at Mid-Ohio in real life in 1989. Get up the inside of him through the pink. They get a breath away from Ray Hall behind, though, as Fabi thinks about it. Yeah, but Porsche won in 1989 here, which was a very big deal. They were really an experimental type program. They only ever had the works cars. Yeah, I was talking about the mirrors a little bit earlier, so I missed the turn in there again. Dang. It's much harder like this. But they are more realistic. You can't see nearly as much as you'd be able to in real life, so it's not a fair compromise. Yeah, there's no objects in the mirrors. That is actually a feature though, but it's I think for performance reasons they're defaulted to off, which I don't miss them too much. I could turn that on though, but the performance, it's because it's running through basically an emulator, if you want to think of it like that, the graphics card, and it's running through DOSBox and everything. So there's still tracks and cars and things that are a little bit hard for the game to pump out at a consistent frame rate. So giving up something like objects in the mirrors is a fair compromise, I would say. Alright, let's try to chill out a little bit here. I tend to get ahead of myself in these races and stop thinking about being conservative. I need to figure out a turn-in point there. It's somewhere just before the 200 board. Just can't seem to time it very well. You know, I haven't seen the F1 movie. I've been meaning to, but just been busy. I haven't gone to the movies in a while. I don't know. It's not. I do want to see it because I think some of the cinematography will probably be pretty fun. But I'm of the opinion that most racing movies, if not all racing movies, are kind of corny. Even the good ones. I like several racing movies, but I think they're all a bit cheesy. Just kind of comes with the territory. We got King here on front. We're under 5 gallons of fuel, so I think we're just about into the pit window. This hero here, man, is slow. He's going to back me all the way back to Ray Hall behind. Up the inside of him. A little bit daring. I should know better. I mean, even, oh, Michael Pitt, and he's coming out basically in front of me. This is Michael Andretti coming out in the lead. I'm going to pass him, so we'll get into the lead here, but I still have to pit, and he's done his pit stop. It's basically a full pit stop ahead right now. A lot of other cars pitting behind me, too. Everybody pitting at 1/3 distance. I'm going to push it here. I got light fuel right now. We should be as fast as we're going to be during this race. And we'll see if I can gain some advantage, at least get away from Ray Hall through the pit cycle here. Yeah, we're much faster than everybody right now just because I have very light fuel. They've got full tanks. The overcut in this game is typically the best option. There's Dobson there. He might be pitting. Oh, no, not a lazy spin. Dang. There goes all my advantage as Michael goes by. Second spin of the race. That's not good. I don't know how that happened. It felt like kind of bizarre like the first one where suddenly the car was just very loose. Yeah, 2 spins in the first stint. It's not good. Get around Hero again here. Might be able to chase Michael down. I've got a couple more laps before I pit, or at least one more after this. This car is very slidey now. I wonder if the tires are super worn out. No. We're doing okay. That green bar underneath each tire is what tells you the wear. So the rears are at 50% basically. But they're not yellow or red yet, which would typically mean they're really running low on grip. All right, we'll do one more lap around at least at 2.25 gallons right now. We might have a shot at Michael into the keyhole here if I can time T1 correctly. This is going to help me pay off at the end where we'll just take less fuel in the final pit stop. But Michael's basically a whole stop ahead at this point. I got a massive run on him here. I might have been able to send it there, but nice run here down the backstretch on Michael. He'll know I still got a pit, so he's not going to challenge me too much. Ooh, he really keeping me honest, though. Block him over the top of the hill, almost spin again. All right, we're going to pit this time. We're just going to put full fuel, 4 tires. Trying to do a nice pit entry here. That's a terrible pit entry. Oh man, didn't hit the wall again. Third spin. Oh, this is awful. What am I doing? Really rough first stint there. We're competitive, but I just keep spinning out so much. Here we go. All right, don't speed, 80 mile an hour. Still in the race. I don't have any damage. We're competitive, but I've slid back now to 4th position. Emerson Fittipaldi is somehow ahead. I have no idea how that's happened. Let's try to just get used to the feeling of the car, though. I'm going to lower the anti-roll bars a little bit, soften up the car. Yeah, it's these like lazy slow speed spins that I'm having trouble avoiding so far. I have nearly full downforce, so there's not a lot I could do. We can't change the spring rates or anything during the race, so we're kind of stuck with the setup the way it is. We could lower tire pressures. That might be something to think about. We got Dominic Dobson here in front. I think just ahead of him up the road is going to be Ray Hall and Emo. They're right together for battling for second, so I don't know how Emo got there. He was nowhere near us. Still ahead of the points leader, Danny Sullivan. Huge train of cars here. Was he right there behind me? I just was so focused on Ray Hall that I didn't realize how close Emma was. It looks like they just passed Rick Mears, so Mears has got a lap down. We got Bettenhausen here. Not going to be able to get him before T1. We'll set him up for the keyhole, though. Oh, he's so slow through there. Get him on the outside. We got lapped cars now of different speeds. Somebody like Mears, he's just gone one lap down, so he's definitely slower than us, but not quite as slow as like Jan Vikas here. Gives us the inside lane, it looks like. Around the long side of Mears there. You can see Ray Hall's the next car in front of Brayton here, up the road. They're trying to get around Bozell. It's like Emo's now in second then. All right, come across the line. 54 laps to go. Long ways to go still. And we're fighting for second. I mean, I think Andretti, Michael, maybe if I was driving perfect today, could have a shot at him, but he's definitely very, very quick. So, seems like a battle for second at this stage. Who knows? Somebody could have mechanical failures and things. Around Bozell, though. But Emo and Ray Hall right in front of me here, and I'm definitely quicker than both of them, so I just need to be consistent, not spin out, and we should have no problem getting in front of them. And you know what? Second place wouldn't be such a bad result today, but I've definitely got to put in the work to get there. Seems like things are working well so far. Knock on wood. Hopefully the graphics and all that look a lot better than you're used to with the rendition mode. If you're tuning in late, I am using the updated rendition 3D wrapper, and we're running. It's the first race in this series we're doing in high res, running it at 1920 by 1440p, and also using lossless scaling here for the smoother frame rate. So it's looking really nice. It's as good as this game has ever looked by far. All right, they sneak up the inside of Willie. Get stuck behind him here through the roller coaster. All right, they both passing Jeff Wood in front. They can just do things that I could only dream of. Get him down into turn 2. All right, Bobby Rahal in front, Emerson Fittipaldi in front of him. So this is second, third, and fourth all together. I just got to line them up. I think it's turn 2 is my spot, so I just have to have a nice run through turn 1. I don't know if I'll be quite close enough on this lap, although see if I can get a good exit here to pull in Ray Hall. Found a little spot without traffic, but yeah, he's just a little too far ahead here. I'm going to close up a ton on him. Maybe I can get him for turn 3 or 4. Turn 3 is the kink. Keep it a little bit wide. Try to do a late apex and get a nice run onto this backstretch. It's over rev too much. Still a long way to go. We got to make sure the car gets there first of all. We've had too many DNFs this season. That's really what's hurting me in the points. a yellow flag. All right, where are we lap-wise? 40. Yeah, we can't. We're not going to be able to make up a pit stop. There's no way we can make it to the end from here on fuel. So we're not going to pit, but this is going to bunch the field up. We'll get the field bunched up and we'll take a look at what happened, but that's crazy. Maybe it's Michael. I doubt it. No, he's still in the race as far as we can tell. That's what you gotta love that about IndyCar racing. You think you've got the rest of the race planned out and then it totally changes. Unrealistic with Andretti. Andretti won this race. Michael Andretti won this race in real life, so if anything, it's just proving how accurate the simulator is. Yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look at what the yellow is in a second. I just want to get caught up to the pace car, so we're going slow when I exit out to look. Yeah, it's been a decent race so far. Hope you're enjoying it. My driving's a little bit scrappy. I've spun the car three times. Twice during the first stint, and once coming to pit road. It's definitely the most spins I've ever had in a single race, I think. Wow, we were so far behind here. But yeah, no way to make it to the end on fuel, so there's no point in pitting right now. We would just be heavy and at the back. For as dominant as Michael's been, it's Danny Sullivan leading the points right now, so it's an interesting season. It's definitely competitive, more competitive than last season, I think. All right, getting caught up to the pack here. We got a bunch of slower cars in line. We'll get it onto the front stretch here, and then we'll take a look at why we have a yellow flag. We'll take a quick peek here at the replay. We'll find the moment the yellow came out and surf around and see if we can find out the car which caused it. Might have been like a blown engine or something. I didn't see anything on the track anywhere. There it is. Right about when it comes out. Got a bunch of cars retired in the pits, I think. But it wouldn't have been them. I don't know. I don't see anything. Back up just a little bit more. To me, it looks like it might have been a debris caution. Uh-oh. Yeah, it had to have been maybe a debris caution. No, there's no cars facing the wrong way that I saw. Only for the show, you're right. Not sure. But yeah, that happens sometimes. You get debris cautions. We do have some cars out of the race, though. If we look at the standings, Rick Mears is out. Most recent retirement. Could have been him. Maybe, you can think of several things if you want. So this game does do debris cautions. So that is probably what the game did. But if we want to think about it, Rick Mears is out. Maybe he had an engine failure and dropped some oil on the track, so they threw the yellow. That could have been the reason. But yeah, Rick Mears out. Ari Leindeck is out. AJ Foyt is out. Thank God. We don't have to try to pass him again. Dean Hall and Scott Goodyear is also out. So we got a nice little list of retirements already. Sitting in fourth here, we're just under halfway. 4 more laps to halfway. This is going to do us good on fuel, and I haven't been calculating. I think it's a little over, it's like almost 1.5 gallons of fuel a lap. So we're going to have to do some fast math towards the end of the race and figure out what we can short fuel. And if I can't get around these two jokers in front of me on the track, then maybe I can do it through the pit lane. We could also use the final pit stop to our advantage. If we're going to have to drive through a bunch of traffic, we could pit early. I don't like pitting early generally because the fuel heaviness is a huge deal for lap time. But if it's going to take, if we're going to lose 2, 3, 4 seconds a lap trying to pass lap cars, we might as well pit instead if there's only maybe 2, 3 laps left in our stint. So we've got a few options here, but we're definitely going to be able to short fill for the final pit stop. Just to figure out exactly how much. There will be no wave arounds, which I don't think they did wave arounds in 1990 anyway, so we'll have to work by. There's a few lapped cars. We got one more lap to green, so it's not very long yellow. Maybe a piece of wing or something on the track they had to pick up. Yeah, I've been playing around with the physics editor. There's been a lot of really interesting developments in IndyCar too over the past year, which is crazy to think this 30-year-old game is so active. But yeah, there's some physics editing happening to change the behavior of the player car, which we're running the stock physics here. But in theory, we could make a car that performs much more like a 1990 IndyCar, a little less horsepower, a little less downforce, slower overall than the 95 machines, which is pretty cool. And maybe get into that a bit further in the future. I've also figured out some things to change some of the options. So now in the game we can actually select to have 33 car fields instead of we've always had to hack that in to be able to do 33 cars at Indy, but I've updated this game anyway to allow you to actually select 33, which is cool. Alright, we're going to be coming to green here. Get the boost back up. Let's take this start nice and easy. It's going to be a bit of a mess because there's a few lapped cars. Is that Axelson Jr. a lap down in third? Man. Yeah, top of my wish list for this game now is widescreen. I think that would very much improve this, but I don't know if it's possible. All right, we'll get settled for the restart here. Nice and easy. I don't need to. It would be. I don't think this is going to change the ability to pass Michael, but hopefully it can happen. Just need to get through the lap traffic first, and then we'll think about it. Danny Sullivan behind me there. I'll just keep an eye, but I don't think he's got anything for me today. We're going 3 wide in front. Maybe get up the inside of Emo here. Didier is blocking him. Get up the inside of him as well. Oh, it's very tight there through the keyhole. But get into third position. All right, Ray Hall in front scoots around Axelson Jr. Little Al's going to look to pass, what is that, Randy Lewis in front of him, so I got to be careful here. Emo is able to get around Days as well, so he's right behind me now. Get up the inside of Axelson Jr. there. All right, make the pass. That was good. That was good for me. Oh, is Bobby Rahal going for the lead? Go, Bobby. I might have been able to do that. Bobby gets around the Newman Haas. Is that? It might be Mario in front. It doesn't look like he has the lead, so yeah, that's Mario. Dang. Very slow through the final chicane. Come across the line. All right, get around that lapped car. It's going to squeeze me down through turn 1. All right, decent restart. We're back up to third. We're chasing Bobby. We're both losing for Michael. Oh, almost spun again there. Looks like a front. I don't know. If anybody wants to help me look at how much fuel per lap we're using, so we're going to have to short fill, or we should short fill in the final stop. We can save some time on pit road, which I think is going to be really important today. I'm definitely faster than Bobby, but he's quick enough where I need to be like perfect. Yeah, Michael's on another planet today. Can only hope that thing grenades before the end. Across the line then. All right, we are just about halfway through the race then. Got Mario in front. send it up the inside into turn 2. 27.81 on the line. Hey, Ted. Emo's right behind me. .3 seconds off of Andretti up front. Michael is just so fast. Sometimes it be that way. It's 1.28 per lap. Okay. It's a tough number to calculate in your head. That means to do 10 laps, we will do 12.8 gallons. That's an easy way to do the math if you ever need help. So if we say 11 gallons does, to be safe, 11 gallons does 10 laps, 33 gallons. That sounds low compared to the mileage I've been getting. Ugh, come on. I don't think I'll ever get that corner right during this entire race. I feel like 11 gallons to do 10 laps sounds too low. Oh, no. I'm doing that wrong. It's 12.8. It's 12.8 gallons to do 10 laps. So say 13. So it's 26 gallons to do 20 laps. That sounds better. Now we'll have to calculate it back, but now that I know roughly 13 gallons to do 10 laps, we can base it off that as we get closer to the end. What have I got? 24, so we should do maybe another 20 laps from here. A little less than 20 laps, 18 laps or so. It's going to get us to 50, 66 laps, maybe. So there's about 33, so probably. What do we need? 12, 24, 36 gallons to get to the end. It's not really that much savings. But any little bit helps in the pit lane. To change tires, it takes the same amount of time to do 20 gallons. So anything over 20 gallons, you're spending more time on pit road. And the closer we could get to only putting 20 gallons in, the faster our pit stop will be. Calculators are my favorite part of racing. You should see the spreadsheets. Yeah, I think it's going to be around 30 gallons in the last stop, which will be a pretty good savings on pit road. That's going to be a few seconds. Not enough to catch Michael, but enough maybe to catch Bobby, or if we can get closer during this stint, pass him. Solidify second. That would be ideal. If I can keep it not, if I can make sure I don't spin this time during this stint. No, don't ask AI. It's good for your brain to work through those math problems. Trust me. Emerson is not going to leave me alone here. He's not very far behind at all. Just 1.5 seconds off last lap. We're enjoying some very nice clear track because of that yellow flag. It packed everybody up. Yeah, if it stays green, we could have another yellow flag, which would really throw it off. I think at this point, we're getting awfully close to the point where we would do a final pit stop if it went yellow. I think at this point I would, and go into fuel saving mode to try to actually make it to the end. I'm not sure the fuel calculator will work with this. Unfortunately, this game doesn't output telemetry of any kind, so building things off of it is not really possible. This is much, much before that was a thing. That's, the main issue also in building force feedback or anything like that for this game. There's just no data to use to do it, so. I think it came out before Try Harding existed, but there were hot lap competitions, let me tell you. People used to upload their replay of a hot lap. That was the big thing. There are also leagues where you would do offline races and then they would score them against each other. Yeah, or that's what needs to happen if we want to really expand upon these games is kind of just rebuild them completely. But what that takes is somebody with the knowledge that's also passionate about it to go through that. And the communities, for as wonderful and growing as they are still very small for these games. It's very, very niche. So the fact that we've gotten somebody that's working on the rendition wrapper and it's progressed as much as it has, and all the special features were put into it to allow us to do stuff like this is more than I think I ever thought was going to happen. But who knows, maybe somebody will come along and kind of rebuild this game. It's totally possible to do, it just would take somebody to actually do it. Getting into a groove now a little bit. It's nice without traffic. This track's really fun to hot lap in general. It's just got a great flow to it. Keeps you busy. And sometimes I can. That was nearly correct through that corner. This is going to be a decent lap. 1:10.1. But with half a tank of fuel, not too bad. All right, we can see Bobby up the road. Emo's still under 2 seconds behind me. I'm not sure if I'm actually gaining on Bobby at all. Bobby's catching up to a lapped car ahead. Might slow him down a little bit if I'm lucky. up there. All right, Bobby gets up the inside of, I think that's Carter or Hero, one or the other. This is going to get interesting. I think Ammo's ready to pounce as soon as I get held up at all. I'm going to have to watch behind me as well as in front of me. Come on. That was awful. The king himself. All right, regardless, I have caught Bobby quite a lot through that. He's stuck up behind Bettenhausen now. Car got a little weird there. .35 laps to go. We're getting down to it. Like we're just about within a full tank's worth. So, yellow flag comes out now. We're absolutely pitting. The time in the top right is the time to the leader. Oh, Bettenhausen. My gosh. Yeah, time in the top right is time to the leader. When I pass the start line, you will get laps remaining as well as time to the car in front of me. So if you're looking for that too, that shows up in the black box at the end of every lap. Oh, Bobby went a bit wide there, trying to get around Brayton. All right, I'm right on the rear wing of Bobby Rahal now. This is the fight for second. I've been battling Bobby the whole race. I got around him a couple times, but I've also spun out a couple times. He's been held up here with Brayton. He's going to go for the move down into the keyhole. Can't really force a pass here. We'll get around both of them, or get around Brayton. Trying to get around Jan Beekes now. Just force it around Jan. You can sometimes make that pass there on the left, but you got to be really on it. It's very sketchy. Gets caught up behind Boiselle. It's good for me. Caught up behind Boiselle. Bobby runs a bit wide there. I had to chuck it to the inside, come up to the carousel, squeeze Bobby down. All right, around Bobby Rahal. I did not expect a pass there, but I'll take it. Try to get around Boiselle here before turn one and run away. All right, 12 gallons of fuel left, so we should have just about 10 laps of fuel left. So we're going to get to lap 67, which means we're going to have 22 laps to go, which should take us, if it's 12.5 gallons a lap, or 1.25 gallons a lap, should be 25 gallons of fuel, like perfectly, to do 20 laps, plus another 2.5. So it'd be 27.5 gallons of fuel. So if we put 30 in, we should be more than good. Check me on that, but I think that's probably right. If we can make it to 27 to go or so. Or lap 67, rather. All right, we're in second place now, though, and 9 seconds off of Michael Andretti, who's just been dominating today. Really haven't had a shot at him. Bobby Rahal is right behind me, and we'll try my best to get through this traffic so that he doesn't have a shot to get back around me. But hopefully the short final pit stop as well will let me settle into second here, and we can just cross our fingers that Michael has some sort of attrition. Like that's the only thing that could get me up there today. Wow. This is Teo Fabi in front. That was sketchy. Teo lets me up the inside here. Bobby gets stuck behind him. That's good for me. Yeah, 30 should give me like 3 extra laps, so, or actually like 6 extra laps. But the time savings between 27 gallons and 30 gallons is really not that much. Emerson Fittipaldi's gotten around Bobby for third place right now. He's chasing me down. So Emo, I feel like he didn't have a lot of speed off the initial start of the race, but then he has come alive, especially in the second half after the yellow. Down to 9.8. Pulled in quite a lot on the leader that lap. He's definitely stuck in some traffic up there. Hear Emerson behind me. Bit wide there. Got a Poncho Carter here. Across the line, 29 laps to go. Should be able to get him here down into turn 4. Put him between me and Emo. Slid the car there. Man, it gets so light. You really just can't be in a slide at all. I think that's what's making it loop on me, is that I'm sliding into a spot where there's not a lot of grip to begin with, and then it just kind of keeps going. Yeah, I'm showing on the dashboard in the center the calculated laps remaining, but as you can see, it fluctuates a lot because it's based on the current boost level, which changes quite a lot around a road course. Whoa, Michael Andretti's in the pits. I guess it's well within the final pit stop time, but this is really good for me. I've got 7 gallons of fuel. He's coming out of the pits. I've got 7 gallons of fuel left. I'm going to be doing at least another 3 or 4 laps. And I'm also going to be short pitting. I was only 10 seconds behind him. got a lot of lapped cars in front here, though. It should be a lot faster for these laps. Never say never. We're gonna try my darndest here. Slide up the inside of Dobson. Now's the time to push a little bit. I don't want to do anything stupid, but I smell a very, very unlikely path to victory. I want to take advantage of these light fuel ups. If I can get in front of these 3 cars where they pit, I might actually be in a really good spot. Yeah, maybe a pit stop there. Nope, just run them wide. Slow car things. 27 laps to go. If I can make it to 24 laps to go, that should be my 30 gallons mark. Emmo's in the pits. Yeah, I'm able to run just a bit longer than all these guys, and that might be my only saving grace. If nothing else, to get me ahead of Emmo and Bobby. We got Willie T here in front. I always believe in that there's a chance. Maybe it's not accurate, but we're really going to get held up here behind Willie. Slide up the outside, 5 gallons of fuel left, the light comes on. Six laps to go. So if I pit at 24 laps to go, that should be fine to put 30 gallons and make it to the end. .8 seconds ahead of Andretti. See if that grows at all on this lap. He's going to have to get through that lap traffic too. I have to hope that it holds him up as much as it held me up. Eddie Cheever has found himself in 5th position somehow. Chip Ganassi having a great day. Real wide there, try to carry the speed at least. So 109.6, that's a good lap. It's about as 3/10 off my qualifying lap. Wow, 15.8 seconds went to 18.3. If I can do these last couple laps without any traffic, this will be a godsend. Well, there's one car up there. As long as it's not a big train, you never know. I could catch that car in a good spot. There goes Eddie Cheever into the pit, so it was strategy. John Andretti, though, almost a spin there. I better not spin the car. All right, 2.25, so we got to pit next lap. We'll see what the gap is this lap. And then we're in for a short pit stop because of the fuel. And we should be on very similar fuel loads and everything after, so I don't think I'll have advantage after the pit stop, but I should definitely come out ahead of Emmo and Bobby by a fair margin. We got Allister Jr. here in front of me, which is going to spoil the end of this, unless I can slip up the inside here. It's a late braking. I had to do it. I think we got Danny Sullivan in front of me here. Oh, come on. Do not. lost a bunch of time there, even though I didn't spin half spin. It's so frustrating. All right, just get it to the pits. So frustrated with that. I saved this somehow, but it still was awful. And I'm stuck behind Axelson Jr. for the second half of the lap. All right, coming into the pits. Glide it in. God, points for style, I guess. Final pit stop for the race. What a mess. Wheelie T as well there. 30 gallons of fuel. Away we go. Just don't speed. There goes Michael. You might have thought if I didn't do that, we would be... I mean, maybe he still would have got out in front of me, but it would have been very close. I can see him at least. All right, head down. It's not over yet. We'll see what the pace is like. He's been faster than me the whole race, so... I lost at least 3 or 4 seconds in that half spin. I mean, I'm very lucky I didn't loop it completely because I would have lost a lot of time, but... All right, car feels good. Coming out of the pits with fresh tires and only 30 gallons of fuel, it does put me in a pretty good spot with the car, and I have fresher tires than I've had the whole race on this type of fuel. Talk about fuel so much because the weight of 40 gallons of fuel, it really adds a lot to the car. I don't know how many pounds that is, but it's a lot. It makes a big difference in how the car handles. So even 10 gallons gone, it really makes a difference. We are trying to chase down Michael Andretti for the win. We really smoked Emerson and John Andretti somehow in 4th, so Bobby Rahal has fallen away from the top 5 late in the race. He's been fighting for the podium the entire race, and he's gone now, so something happened to Bobby. Poor Bobby at his home race. All right, we were 3.5 seconds last lap across the line. 2.8. I didn't want to say I feel closer, but I felt a lot closer. I gained 0.7 of a second that lap. Race is on right now. We're in clear traffic. There's no traffic involved in this at the moment. Oh, I run wide. Pushing. We got a nice healthy gap behind me, so I'm going to push it a little bit. Go wide there over the top of the hill. It's all right. Just won't get that corner right today, I don't think. All right, Michael is right here. We're going to catch some lapped cars, which I think is only going to help me. 1.7 seconds, 20 laps to go. Runs it deep, I run it deep. Tries to get a nice run on Brayton in front coming out. He's going to get him before turn 4. I don't know if I will. Well, definitely will, actually. Brayton's very slow. Whoa, really charging the braking zone. All right, Michael's right up behind Jan Beekes in front. We're there. We are there. We'll get Jan here down the hill. Stuck up behind Bettenhausen. All right, no need to do anything silly here. Michael all over the curbs like Bobby was earlier. I'm going to get side by side with him, but whoa, this is tough. Bettenhausen breaks out of the way for Michael, but not me. Stick my nose in. All right, there we go. I still gained on that lap, but I was so much closer. Lost a lot through the second half of the lap there. We got Boesel in front. We know we're a lot quicker than Boesel. Michael's going to get him before this section, though. Had to do it there. It's aggressive. Just can't let him get away from me. You got to keep the pressure on. Got that corner for once. A bit wide. All right, I'm as close as I've been. 0.8 of a second. We got it under a second here. 18 laps to go, Mid-Ohio. Plenty of time to do it, but I'm afraid tires might start wearing out a little bit, and I'll lose the advantage. So I need to make haste with it. Feels pretty good and planted right now. Seems like it's later in the stint when I've got some issues with it spinning, so that's why I want to get this done now. Yeah, Axelson Jr. up the road there. He's going to run a bit to the right, a bit to the left. Oh, he gets checked up there. All right, get the pass into the lead. Slide up the inside of Axelson Jr. That was so close to touching. Forced it through, though. All right, got the lead here. 17 laps to go. Let's try to get a gap to him, or a gap on him. Whoa, what a pass. That was not where I thought it was going to happen, but I took the opportunity. He got checked up there. A little hot into the keyhole, but Michael's just slipping past Axelson Jr. behind. All right, it's got to settle in. My biggest enemy is myself now. It was not planned, but I was ready for an opportunity. Let's say that. Actually got Cheever in front. John Andretti slid up to fourth now with Sullivan in fifth. So points leader in fifth, second place in points right behind me. Not going to be a big points day, but any gaining on everybody else is a good thing. I've gained quite a lot on Michael through this lap, so we might tone it back just a little bit if I am. Yeah, 2.9 seconds up suddenly. He's having issues with his tires or something. It's going to be a long final stint. Jeff Wood in front. I wanted to get alongside of him there, but just wasn't able to. good. Contact with Jeff Wood there. I was just being way too tentative with it. I think I got away without getting damage. Hopefully. Get around him here. I should have been a little more aggressive there. I can pass cars a little better than that. Yeah, Andretti was only 0.3 behind me that lap. All right now. Just hope that damage, it wasn't damage on that. It feels okay. I got away with it. All right, pulled it back out on Andretti a bit there. 1.2 seconds now. It's almost a second that lap. I don't know where his pace has gone. He was so quick all race. It can't be the fuel difference. Yeah, less traffic. That's always a true thing about the end of the race. Just some DNFs help with that. All right, Eddie Cheever is keeping it interesting. Oh, Eddie. Big tank slapper over the top of the hill. A spin would just kill me right now. It would just gut me. I'll actually give it one more click of front bar. If I can get it to calm down a little bit over the rises. I don't need to push that much. Yeah, 2.2 seconds there. We got one of the Penske's in front. It must be Sullivan. So we're just about up to lapping 5th place. Yeah, car's just more understeery now, but it's not trying to loop it on me over the hill. This is one of those tracks where you could probably change the bars between every corner if you wanted to be really aggressive with it. All right, we got Mario. It's a big stack up in front. This is not fun. Mario, Sullivan, Hero. Get around Mario and Hero there through turn 1. Points leader Danny Sullivan in front. 5th place is not bad, but he's just not on pace with the leaders today. He's going to go for a pass on Dobson here. Not going to be able to get around Dobson through turn 4, maybe out of turn 5. There we go. All right, we got Willie T in front of Sullivan now. It's nice and steady through this. Sullivan goes around the outside. That's probably the better way to do it. Ooh, checks up quite a lot. Go the long way through the final corners. Oh, come on, you two. Andretti's right behind me now. Set up Willie for turn 2. Definitely feeling it now. This is a long race. A very active race. All right, getting around Sullivan's going to be like an honest pass because he's not that much slower. I like the lapped cars. But I need to get around him before we get to another slow car because that's brutal. We should have a shot at him down to turn 2, if not turn 1 here. Yeah, not a good exit here. 10 laps to go. We're good on fuel. We got about 1.5 gallons more than we need. All right, nice run on Sullivan here. We'll get him down into turn number 2. It's good for me. We can hope Andretti gets caught up there quite a bit if we're lucky. Of course, Sullivan would also want Andretti to not win this race, being the points leader just a few points ahead of him, I think 6 points ahead. So he's got, as I can see Andretti passing him behind me, I was going to say he's got a reason to hold him up. But, all right, Andretti's right on me. I mean, I'm one little mistake away from not winning this thing. I just got to keep it on the road, get around these slow cars as best I can. It's going to be a long 10 laps here. Guerrero in front. Set him up for the front stretch. Nine laps to go. Definitely feeling it. Andretti's right here. Slid the car around turn 5 there quite a lot. Bit wide. Don't do a pull-o. A couple slower cars ahead. Carter. I gained a 10th on him last lap, which is not quite enough. He just really closes in under traffic, but he's not able to, he hasn't made a move on me yet. So I hope it stays that way. We got a little bit of a mess here in front of me. A lot of cars on the track today, even though we've had some attrition. There were 28 cars that started this race, so plenty of traffic happening. Trying not to make contact here again. Andretti is right there, so there's just nothing I can do with it through there. I tried with Jeff Wood. 7 laps to go. Get up the inside of Carter. Down to turn 1. We got John Andretti in 4th here, getting around 22 there. Brayton. All right, around both of them. That was good. That worked out for me. We'll get Bettenhausen here on the entrance to the backstretch. That was really close. Oh, that would have been bad. Surely that will hold up Andretti at least a little bit, right? Six laps to go. 4.77. Okay, it held him up quite a lot. Got a little bit of breathing room, but some more traffic for me. Mike Groff now. I think we'll get him just as we head into turn 4. Actually, even a little bit sooner. Sketchy. Yeah, it kicked up a little bit of dust. All right, Jan Beekes, Raul Boesel in front. I feel like I passed Jan Beekes 100 times during this race. Well, I did not get a good exit there. 5 laps to go. Andretti closed it down to 4 seconds last lap, but maybe he'll get stuck up with Boesel there. Right, 4 laps to go. Each one, I'm counting them. We have plenty of fuel. Clear road, 5.4 seconds. We gained 1.4 on that lap. Let's hope we got no more traffic for these 4 laps. That would be nice. Bit far there. Michael closed it in just a little bit, 4/10 on that lap, but that's not going to be pace enough to get to me. He hasn't shown me anything when he actually gets to me, so I'm not that worried about it. Fuel light's on, but we're good on fuel. It's more just getting around the lap traffic, because I think if traffic put me in a weird spot, that's where he could slip by me. I think I can make my car wide enough here, though, that an honest pass would be quite difficult. 2 more laps. Come on. White flag. 1 more lap to go. I can see 1 car up there, but we've got at least 4 seconds or so on Andretti. 4.4. He pulled it in that lap, even though that was a pretty good lap for me. It's going to be a little too late for him. Jeff Wood. Oh no. Good wide there. Sorry, nice and smooth. We're going to catch him right in the final couple of corners again. Jeff Wood's the one I tapped earlier. I might just be able to follow him across the line here. Come up to the final couple of corners. Oh man, no way. This one looked unlikely to win for a long time, but coming back and winning. That was a hard race, and definitely made it harder for myself. But getting the win. Oh, thank you, Went Golfing. Thank you for tuning back in. Thank you, everybody, for coming back and watching. Oh my gosh, what a race. Michael Andretti put up a good one there. You have to hand it to the guy. And I spun, but we did luck out big time that 3 of the 4 spins, and the 4th one was really a half spin, but 3 of them happened before the yellow flag. Without that yellow flag, I don't think we would have been able to win that. But the yellow flag helped bunch everything back up, and from there, I just had the pace. But it was really challenging when traffic here is tough. Oh, thank you, Yannick. Spectacular drive. I think I got better with the second half. I warmed up a little bit. But I thank you so much for that. There's little crowns next to some people's names now. I have no idea what that is. Oh, Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon Ramsey. Thank you so much. It's really kind of you. I like the thumbnail picture you have too is of Jeff Gordon Ramsay. It's a whole character. I'm pretty tired. It even though the sim being old does not make it less tiring to do a long race. If anything, it makes it harder because all you've got is your eyes to tell you what's happening. So you have to really pay attention. Okay, the crown is most active in chat. Sullivan squeaks it in there. I can't believe I spun so many times. The yellow flag really helped me out, though. Getting that is huge. But we'll exit and get the victory image. Victory coffee as well. Oh, that was fun. It was so much fun. But definitely sorry, was it too loud? I was just enjoying it. All right, we'll look here at the final results and all that. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was weird. Please don't crash on me now. That would be awful. All right. Ryan Axelson wins the race for Michael Andretti. I led 24 laps. He led 65. I think we were the only two leaders. So he's going to get the extra point from leading the most laps, unfortunately for me. But I still get the win, which is huge. Emerson Fittipaldi finishes in third from 8th on the grid. Pretty good run. John Andretti, with a really good run. 13th to 4th in the Porsche. Really good. Danny Sullivan, I almost called him Ed Sullivan for some reason. Danny Sullivan falls from his pole position back to 5th place ahead of Eddie Cheever, Mario Andretti, Al Unser Jr. back in 8th. Mike Groff finishing in 9th. How did that happen? From 28th on the grid. What a run. Guy really had it today. And Pancho Carter gets the final top 10 spot. Roberto Guerrero is at an 11th, and Dominic Dobson with the final points paying position in 12th. Ahead of Willie T. Ribbs, Jeff Wood, who I had the run-in with in the final corner, and then Raul Boisel finishing back there in 15th. Got Jan Bikas, who I passed 100 times today, in 16th, ahead of Tony Bettenhausen Jr. in 17th, Scott Brayton in 18th, and Hiro Matsushita, the last car, finishing the race with 84 laps complete. So that's 5 laps down, finishing back in 19th. And then we've got our slew of failures. Bobby Rahal finishes 20th with an electrical issue. Teo Fabi with engine issues. Randy Lewis back there with engine issues as well. Didier Thays has a half-shaft brake on him. Rick Mears had an accident. That's what the caution was for then. We just didn't see Rick's accident. But he finished back in 24th DNF with an accident. Ari Leyendijk is in 25th, suspension issues. AJ Foyt with an oil pump. Dan Hall? No. Why can't I think? Dean Hall. Dean Hall with a turbo issue. And then Scott Goodyear, first one out just after, what is that? 11 laps, no, 6 laps with an engine failure. Good race. Can't type anymore. All right, save the results, save the replay just for fun. We can try to see what happened to Rick. Let me save this first. We're going to back out and look at the points first because I'm just worried the game's going to crash before we save the championship. So I pick up 20 points today with that. Michael Andretti picks up 17 because he led the most laps. And then Emerson Fittipaldi 14th, John Andretti 12, and Danny Sullivan gets 11. Did I save it with 89? Ugh, my brain's fried. I've been doing 89 season in GP2 so much that it is 1990. It's fine. It's just the file name. But Danny Sullivan gets 11 points because he got the point for pole. So that brings us to the updated championship, and it could not be closer. Michael Andretti with 153 points, 1 point ahead of Danny Sullivan with 52. And I'm sitting back in 3rd position now. Got 7 points up on Al Unser Jr. because he didn't have a good day today. So 7 points up on Al Unser Jr. at 129 points. So that's what? 23 points behind Sullivan and Andretti. It is not impossible for me to win the championship, but it would be quite hard. But securing 3rd position would be quite good. I'm on 3 wins now. I did as well as I could have today. Yeah, not so easy races left, but I tend to do better on the road circuits and the ovals, although we have the hardest oval remaining. But optimistic that I can have some good results through the final races. I think winning the championship would be quite hard, for sure. But Elkhart Lake Road America is the next one. It'll be a tough one. Nazareth right behind it, and Laguna Seca to round out the season. Let's try to see if we can see what happened to Rick Mears on the start here. We're going to have to fast forward and play around with this quite a bit. We'll go look at Rick. change the camera to his onboard. We'll see if we can catch what happened to him. Unfortunately, there's no way to like skip ahead. You just have to fast forward. Yeah, we'll do the All-Star race. I did it in the 89 season as well. I'll make a special little grid, and it'll be good practice. I'll do it on like a weeknight or something. So Rick Mears here for the early laps of the race is having a great battle with Teo Fabi. At some point, I'm assuming we're just going to see him run into a wall, but we'll have to see what happened. How many laps into the race? It was quite far into the race, right? So we'll be here for a second. At least I have the whole replay. It actually saved the whole thing. 37 laps. All right, we'll definitely be here for a little while. There's no way to tell what lap we're on either. Yeah, this camera view is nice in real life and in the game. The Marlboro Challenge, the All-Star race, will be at Nazareth. It's on the oval. They transitioned between Laguna Seca and Nazareth for the years that they ran that. So, and Tamiami Park, I think, one of the years. All right, he started getting around some of the lap traffic. All right, that's first pit stops. So everybody made it through those, and it's going to be a little bit after this. That would have been like 33 laps in, so we're getting close. Oh, there was me for just a minute. It's weird seeing my own car. I never see it. Oh, that was it. All right, let's find. Where is Rick Mears? Oh, there he is. Wow, how did we miss this during the race? Weird. Up into the keyhole, though. All right, we'll look from outside to start. TV. Look how good the replays look. It's crazy, the high-res mode. Thank you, Sharon Gad, for all the work on the wrapper. Wow, he's very... That's what got him out of the race? I mean, he hit the wall quite hard. You gotta stand on the brakes, buddy. That was... What a pitiful crash. What a pitiful way to end the race. I'll have to say this wasn't worth rewinding for. He's so slow mid-apex. It's like he accelerated when he spun, man. Well, that's why we had a yellow flag today. Yeah, we'll say it's a puncture. That's a good call. Yeah, I broke his rear suspension with that, though. The sand trap did nothing. Man, what a fun race. Really fun return to IndyCar 2. I couldn't ask for that to have gone any better. And, yeah, looking forward to Road America for the next one. And appreciate everybody tuning in today. I hope it was fun to watch. I know every time, if you go back to the last probably 5 streams of this, I've said it won't be as long till the next one. I'll be honest. I hope the next one's very soon. I'm sure it will be, but maybe it won't be. But I will do it eventually. And, yeah, so I hope everybody has a good weekend. Enjoy your the rest of your weekend, your Sunday and everything. And I'll see y'all again soon. I'll definitely be back sooner than I was last time, for sure. See you then.
I'm Paul Page on YouTube, and this is GP Laps.